that you know you wrong and
Yeah.
you need to apologize, most of the time, like 8 out of 10 times, they gonna apologize if they wrong. Now,
Like,
if they ain't wrong, then you might look. If they ain't wrong, then you might catch something to the mouth. They might jab you one if they right. But when you call them out and they wrong and they know they wrong, normally because you called them out, they don't want to smoke.
right.
They be like, you know what, you right. I was wrong. I ain't mean it. I was going through something with my baby mama. It had nothing to do with you. And I was taking it out on you. My bad. Right? Because you telling it's coming from the place of truth. And
Right.
one thing about falsehood, as they say in the Lord's Science Temple, with truth on the manifest, falsehood flee. Right? And then you can correct somebody respectfully and they'll accept it better than if you correct them disrespectfully.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know? So I'm usually saying it ain't what you say, it's how you say it
Right.
sometimes.
I
You
don't
gotta,
like unaccountability. When you try to like play victim, that's gonna make me mad.
yeah, I get away from them.
And I'll be like, ah,
Them the
yeah,
same, yeah, them the same ones that start some shit with you, shoot you, and call the police and say you started.
yeah, you hoe ass nigga.
That's them Charleston white niggas.
Okay, so what you said about the Morris Science Temple, I've been looking into that. But I heard you say one time there ain't even no need for it
No,
because it's over.
yeah, we done with that.
It's
That
done?
yeah, all that's more science temple. That's Peace Stone Nation. Stone running. I'm a GD. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't tell it to you.
I'm explaining.
Serious. Angel Bay is the lawman.
Mm-hmm.
He the chief that supposed to enforce the law on the land. That's why they took him out of the picture. They weren't allowed to kill him, so they gave him life. Tribes need to be aware. The more aware he is, the more we know how to support him. Right? He got caught up in the COINTELPRO exercise. His name was on the paper with a whole bunch of other names. They had like 300 people, and by 67, they had like 300 names on paper of potential leaders that they wanted to neutralize, and his name was on the list. That
Mm-hmm.
should be enough to get a presidential pardon because of domestic warfare. He's a political prisoner and a casualty of war. Our people is the problem because they think he's just a stark raving mad psychopathic gang chief because they don't tell you that gang mean tribe. You don't know he a real chief with the blood of the land of the old Mississippian clans, right? You don't know his history, and you letting these people tell you who he is. Malcolm X told us the media will make your enemy look like your saviors, and your savior look like your enemy.
Mm.
Don't fall for the media hype. Malcolm told us that in '63. And the media still telling us who we need to accept and reject in our community. They will make an allegation that's 100% false because when it get in the gossip circle, it don't matter whether it's true or false. That shit juicy. That's some juicy gossip right there. I got to tell girl, let me tell you what happened. This barbershop fodder for bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why I be like, if they ain't here, I don't want to talk about them unless we talk about getting them a gift or something. Why would I want to entertain a conversation, a long drawn out conversation about somebody that's not present? They can't defend themselves if we telling the truth or a lie. They
Right.
can't say yeah I did it or no I didn't, and we sitting here entertaining that conversation. We wrong. Grown folks ain't supposed to be doing that. That's what children do. And that's how you know that they use the educational system to arrest our development at 6 years old. So
Mm.
I tell them in a heartbeat, everybody's 6 years old until they prove to me they're adult in
Oh.
basic conversation. They might be 30 years old, but they still got a 6-year-old mentality.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know.
We brain banging, not gang banging. Look, we be listening to you, Rod. You hear me?
Yeah. Hey, look, I just be telling the truth. I be
Yeah.
so sincere, and people be thinking I be making shit up or lying. I don't be lying. I be exactly what I'm telling you, and I go get the receipt to
Eyes,
show
your
you.
whole, you can just tell. You can just look at you and tell, like, I want to know how you know what you know. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I be coming with receipts.
You
Because then
tap
when I
in.
come with the receipts, you be like, oh, wait, I thought he was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And he know what he talking about. Right? The goal is just to wake the tribes up to the fact that we always been here, gonna be here, and ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
They got y'all chasing the reparation carrot on the stick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want reparation. I want restoration.
Thank you.
You keep your reparations and give me back my
Okay,
birthright.
that's not enough.
You
This
know?
or shit.
Yeah. If you give me back my birthright, I don't need your reparations.
Look, Chinese come from China. Japanese come from Japan. Jamaicans come from Jamaica. But we, Negro, nah. Y'all colored. Nah. Y'all African American. Nah. Y'all black. Why do you think that is? Cause they
George,
on our,
George Washington Challenge. We're
cause
going
they on our shit.
we're gonna scramble their history up and see if they can remember who they is and what side of the water they came from. That's the George Washington Challenge. That's what it say. We're
I
gonna
hope
treat
I,
them bad. That's what it say. We're gonna treat them bad. We're gonna miseducate them. We're gonna bar people from telling them who they truly are. Then we're gonna put this sorcery on them and make them forget who they was.
mm,
Spin them around in the circle and tell them to find your way home.
mm.
Blindfolded. No, that don't work on me. I don't fall in the category of the niggas, so you can't hide it from putting it in a book because I'm gonna go dig it up.
I know that's right.
I'm the type of person I'll read 500 books just so I can tell you the one book you need for to understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Other people too intellectually lazy. It don't mean they less intelligent. They might be smarter than me. It's a whole bunch of people smarter than me, but they don't know more shit than I do.
Right.
They might be able to solve that math problem faster than me, right? But they don't know more shit than I know.
Right.
They might be able to mechanically break an engine down and rebuild it. Still don't know more shit than I know. Not because I'm better than nobody. It's just because of the work put in the library. Because my
Yep.
chief told me we need to get out the street gang banging and get in the library and start brain banging.
Yep.
And then it fell on me. It's my turn. What do I got to do, chief? Brain banging. Sucker, I told you. We don't need no more hustlers. We don't need no more drug dealers. No more pimps. We don't need no more B&E artists. No more mercenaries. We don't need none of that. All we need is somebody that's going to educate themselves above the condition. We don't
Mm.
need 100 of y'all. We only need one. But if we get 100 of y'all, that's going to make it even better. Each one
Man.
teach one. We all going to reach some, right? So let the one be the spark that lights the candle of the many. I don't got
Yeah.
no problem, right? I don't mind diving on a grenade if y'all gonna do something with y'all life, but I'm not diving on no grenade and you gonna sit on the couch and eat bonbons and watch soap operas for the next 40 years.
That you
It ain't worth it to dive on the grenade for your ass at that point.
for
I'm a
real.
crash out, but I ain't no damn fool.
Right.
I will crash the fuck out, but I'm not gonna crash out on no dumb shit. I tell all of the youngsters that come around, I'm like, the rule number one, no dumb shit. Uncle Ron, what's dumb shit? Anything that you raped, beat up, or locked up is dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do no dumb shit.
Right.
So that's rule number one, no dumb shit. Once you get them past the dumb shit, now you can make progress because now they want to know, well, if that's dumb shit, what's not dumb shit? Studying is not dumb shit. Working out is not dumb shit. Getting yourself physically and mentally in shape is not dumb shit. Being of service to your mother and your siblings is not dumb shit. That's pretty fucking brilliant if you ask me.
Yeah. Get your mind right.
Yeah. And your
Your,
ass a problem.
your greatest asset or your worst enemy.
Yeah.
And the shit we eating is fucking up our mental, our energy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's because they deliberately poison us. Most of the food our body can withstand.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, most of the food our body could withstand if they wasn't saturated with different types of poisons,
Right.
microtoxins,
Right.
artificial this and manufactured that, petroleum, phosphates, and all that stuff and don't need to be in the food. We was eating
Right.
thousands and thousands of years preserving food without a refrigerator. Now let that sink in.
Man.
We was preserving food without a refrigerator. We didn't need a refrigerator because we knew how to preserve food. But when we let all of the old ways be systematically removed from us, we don't know nothing about canning no food no more. We gonna go buy cans of food because we
Mm-hmm.
don't know nothing about canning.
Mm-hmm.
Half of us don't know what a mason jar is. That's why it's called a mason jar because it's a secret. It's an open secret, just like the masons,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you look at how they doing this, they poisoning the food because they poisoning us by proxy, right? They use pesticides. They know that the pesticide build up over time causes cancer carcinogens.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you read the pesticide containers, say long-term exposure may cause cancer.
Mm.
So why is you putting it on my food unless you're
Right.
trying to create cancer? That's why we got to get back to the matriarchy. And the matriarchy, the first thing they ask is, how does it affect the children and how do it affect the planet? And if either one of those is negative, it's an automatic hard no. Ain't nothing to negotiate.
Right. Right.
Then the first two things that the big mamas ask, how it's going to affect the babies, how it's going to affect the planet. And if
Mm.
any one of them come back negative, it's going to be a negative effect. We can't do that, baby. That's not going to happen over here. Under patriarchy, though, the one who pays the biggest bribe gets the right to do the most dirt.
Mm. We got to get back to the old ways.
Yeah.
That's it. My grannies used to garden, make jams and shit.
It's going to take
I
us a
have,
couple of generations of reconditioning before we really get back into the swing of that.
that's
Because
what I was about to ask you.
there's too many of us
Like,
that farm life feel like slavery. And the legend left in the mind of the people about slavery make them run away from farm living so they can give our farms to somebody else. Martin told us all about it. They undergirded the European peasants with farmland, and not only that, they gave them machines to mechanize their farms, and not only that, they gave them zero interest loans in order to maintain their farms, and not only that, and the list goes on. I can keep going on, take the whole speech, right? But Martin told us everything they did.
I'm listening. I gotta get back to work. These motherfuckers then walked out here looking for this damn trailer. Y'all know y'all. I'm early.
Yeah. But look, I'm gonna let one more person come up before I cut off because I got I'm
Right. I'm gonna get back with you.
okay.
I appreciate you letting me on here.
I ain't
But
no
you
problem.
you just answered what I was gonna ask you. The last thing I was gonna say. How long is this gonna take? I
Mm.
hope I get to see it. But if I don't, I'm gonna come back and see it.
The
Cause I'm
processing,
here for a reason.
processing.
We here though.
Yeah,
We here though. And shed fear every day. That shit ain't real. It's false evidence appearing real. It's in
yeah.
your mind. And then if you know this ain't your first life, what the fuck is you scared for? Do it. Do everything you always wanted to do. Play the piano, whatever it is. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But I love you, Rod. Thank you. I
All right,
appreciate you.
Stevie. I'll talk to
Hey,
you later.
you let me know this shit real for real, cause all day what I've been on thinking, and then to talk to you, and I'm about to get off. It's the 4th family reunion time. I told you about my granny, right?
Say it again?
You remember what I told you about my grandma?
I think so.
What my granddad did?
Wait a minute. I don't know. That might be. I remember you telling me something about your grandma. I can't remember exactly what it was.
That my granddad killed my grandma on the 4th of July. We have our family reunion every 4th of July.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that story.
Yeah, that was a while ago though, cause I've been trying to
Mm,
catch you ever since.
yeah.
But
All
okay,
right,
Rod,
Stevie. Let me take somebody else up before I wrap it up.
I ain't leaving. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, they took off my request then. I want Kelly. You still in there, Kelly? Well, I guess that's it. I got a question over here. Let me see what the question is. Um, okay. So whoever was in that was waiting to come up, Instagram took y'all down. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. But I'm gonna wrap this up. It was a pleasure for y'all to sit here and listen to me babbling. But hopefully we all had a chance to learn something. And uh, Sarkissus, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Say they had a book they wanted to share. I was gonna try to pull them up, but they didn't come up. And when I tried to pull them up, so inbox me the book, a picture of the cover or the title of the book or the something, and I pull it up when I get a chance. All right, y'all. It was a pleasure. I appreciate the presence of the people coming to show support. Keep your minds made up. We ain't taking no more. And don't participate in the bullshit. All right. Peace out, fam. For the tribes to be aware, since time-stamped archivable format, all recognizable as public notes. Can
Now,
go into it.
somebody I hadn't had a chance to look into it yet, but somebody just left a comment a while back on like another tape, and they said that Donald Trump has signed DC over to the National Guards, just like we said, just like you said, it's going just as planned. So I'm gonna look more into it after the show. But I was seeing if you heard anything about it, about DC being pretty much took over by the National Guards at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that happened either last night or today.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been talking about it all week because they using the pretext of the crime rate. But the crime rate down like 14% in DC, so it's another reason he calling the National Guard in. Because the crime rate not gonna go down 14% is a big drop,
Mm-hmm.
especially in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So then the crime rate dropped 14%. All of a sudden, they need to bring the National Guard in, make it make sense.
Yeah.
There's something else going on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. They shedding down the dirty. They shedding down the dirty parts. They pretty much shedding it down, and pretty first finna have to revamp the whole government based
Yeah,
on the tribal government.
yeah. So that's what the continuity government process is,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we had to see the National Guard come out to fill in before they remove police.
Mm-hmm.
DC got their own police,
Mm-hmm.
their own prosecutors. just like a regular city.
Mm-hmm.
But DC is actually an embassy. It's a city state.
Mm-hmm.
The lands around DC was to map out the embassy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they was for us over here, why would they need an embassy? And then if it's an embassy, who are they liaison to?
Right. Good question.
Right? Now, it's a secret that's in plain sight. What's the name of the presidential resident?
The Oval Office. Well, his office.
They call it the White House, don't they?
Yeah, the White House.
Okay. Now, the White House is significant because in Spanish, White House is Casablanca.
Morocco. I saw that.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're talking about the embassy of Al Morocco
Mm-hmm.
before Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
Now notice, Noble Drali show us who signed their paperwork. And he said that it was the Saudi Prince Aziz. Remember? You got a picture of him in the Circle 7.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if he's the Sultan of Morocco, but he's a Saudi prince, right? Because he was under King Faisal. So he was the prince under King Faisal, and he's the one signing the paperwork for the Federal Reserve currency and all of those treaties. So Noble Drew Ali gonna tell us who behind it. He ain't just tell us, he showed us his picture.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This tell us what family is involved. Right? So this take us back to the Iranian bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
What we call in the Assyrian bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
The Assyrians were spinoffs of Sumerians.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then from the Syrians and the Sumerians, you get the Persians.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right? All these are post-Babylonian developments rising up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? And Babylon is where they laid down the law.
Mm-hmm.
What was the law? Do you remember?
The Code of Al-Hammurabi?
Yeah, the Code of Hammurabi.
Yeah.
There's a song that came out in the 80s, and in the song it say, they laid down the law in Mesopotamia. Right?
Yeah.
So they telling us in the music. Right? Also, they telling us about the transfer of power comes with the change of the names. How do we know this? Because Istanbul becomes Constantinople because Constantine conquered Istanbul.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now we talking the fall of the Ottomans to the Romans.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the Ottomans and the Romans, the founding people, who we call the Etruscans, coming into Tuscany, Italy, and the Ottomans, the Byzantine kings, they're the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at where they situated, they are both on either side of what's called the Black and Caspian Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come out of the so-called Middle East, that's the newest part of the earth, y'all, the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
We don't got no middle north, we don't got no middle south, we don't got no middle west, but we got a Middle East. Boy, the human beings has came up with the most extravagant, condensed piece of the buffoonery I ever seen in my life. We got a Middle East. Anyway, so the migration of the so-called Jews, the Judeans, the so-called children of Abraham, right? The children of Moses. They allegedly went north, fleeing the persecution of the Babylonians after the 400-year Babylonian captivity.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of that, they built or they took with them several major writings that they rabbis took these writings is called the Talmud and the Mishnah.
Mm-hmm.
But they also brought something called the Sephirah. But it was orally passed down.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, they wrote it down because the oral tradition had to be stomped out in order, unless we start using it to our advantage and override their paperwork system.
Mm.
So they took the Talmud and the Mishnah, and then they wrote the book of the law. What's the Hebrew word for law?
Torah.
Torah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they tell us that the Torah or the law was given to who?
Moses.
Let's go to New Nuwapian Studies. You remember Bobby asked the question, he was like, what book was Abraham following if he was following the law?
Yeah.
If it hadn't been given until Moses came.
Right.
And then he said, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And then he pulled up the verse of Genesis and said that Abraham was an upright man and he followed the law. Then he went to the Hebrew to show you that the word law that Abraham followed was called Torah. Right?
Right.
Now, the concealed code in that is Ta-Ra for Torah. It's a play on words. Ta means land in Kemetic. Ra means God. So the land is the law of the land. That's the law of God for humans, not the law of the sea. The law of the sea was written for people that was called Dogones or Dogon. The tribes of the Dogon, right, who followed the law of the Nomos.
You know, Nomos meant translated to law too. To law. The word Nomos. Yeah.
So they got different kinds of law depending on the aim and objective of the purveyor of the law. What do I mean purveyor? The purveyor of the law is the one who is writing the law. Right? Now, who are the lawgivers in the Old Testament?
The lawgivers, I mean, like for God, you want to go like you want to get
the tribe. What tribe was lawgivers?
The Levites. Right,
Moses. And the tribe of Judah was the judges. Pay attention, because this is the connection to the Hebrew link to ancient Babylon using the Torah, Mishnah, and Talmud systems being for the control of the masses of the people. Right? So they take the law, and then they give you what? A levy. The word levy in Hebrew is Levi. All of the value of the letters being the same. Right? It's Levi. Levy and Levi is the same word. Right? Well, in law, if they wage a levy, that establishes a lien. Right? In order to get from under the lien, they have to tie you to something called a contract. Time mean against, tract mean land. And what Papa say, and Abraham was talking a lot about a lot of land, right? And so when Abraham and Lot had their conversation, Lot went in unto Sodom. Right? And Abraham settled in the plains of Mamre. It was some direction from Tyre and Sidon. Right? So now they telling us this stuff for a reason, and it's showing you a travel map. Right? The travel map is showing you the migration of the people that we think are the Jews. right? The black Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Before there was any Khazarian or Ashkenazi or Sephardi calling themselves Hebrews, the original people that was referred to as Jews was dark-skinned, woolly-haired people.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the Christ, the anointed one, couldn't be confused with them.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to confuse us, they whitewashed the image of the one they called the Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you break down the words in red in the New Testament, they're supposed to be the words of one person.
Mm-hmm.
But you got two distinct personality types talking at various different times through the words in red, all the way through from Matthew to Revelation.
Mm.
Right? And the best example to see the split in the character of the person talking in the words in red is Matthew chapter 10. Because one talking about whooping ass and taking names, and the other one talking about loving somebody, loving your neighbor, and all that stuff. But it's all in one continuum. If you didn't know it was two people talking, you would be like, damn, that was a quick switch up. That's called a crossover in basketball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they hit you with the crossover. Now, also in the same book, they told us that when the son was born, they called his name what?
Jesus?
Nope. That's not what they named him.
Emmanuel.
And why did they name him Emmanuel?
God is with us.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
We shall name him Emmanuel, for God is with us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How did they start calling him Jesus if his name is Emmanuel? Let that sink for a minute. So they using the story of the holy drama to manipulate your genetic memory, because genetically you know the story of Isis, Horus, and Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
In order for God to be born in ancient Kemet, he had to be titled a Heru, an heir to the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Heru is heir, you the heir. Mm-hmm. So the play on words, when you change it through the languages, confuses what they call profane.
Mm-hmm.
But the initiate catches all things. But there was a problem. The initiates seen it, but they didn't know what they was looking at. The ones who initiated the initiates thought they knew what they was looking at, but they didn't understand who it was talking about. Mm. Right? So now you got initiator initiating an initiate, then one of them don't know who they talking about or what they talking about. Then in the same book,